The Brown family saga has taken a shocking turn as Christine and Kody's daughter Ysabel finds herself entangled in a legal nightmare that seems to get worse by the day. What began as a $225,000 lawsuit has now escalated, leaving fans of Sister Wives reeling at the latest twist in the family's ongoing drama. Ysabel, once quietly navigating life in the shadow of her famous parents, is suddenly thrust into the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. The legal battle has exposed tensions, financial stakes, and personal challenges that the family must now confront publicly, leaving viewers questioning how this high-stakes dispute could affect the Brown legacy. The Brown family, already no stranger to controversy and public scrutiny, has been thrown into a new whirlwind of drama as Christine and Kody's daughter Ysabel finds herself in the middle of a legal battle that has captured the attention of fans nationwide. What began as a $225,000 lawsuit has rapidly escalated, exposing tensions, financial stakes, and personal challenges that have thrown Ysabel's life into chaos. For viewers who have followed the ups and downs of the Brown family for over a decade, this latest twist is shocking, unsettling, and deeply compelling. Ysabel, who has largely tried to maintain a low profile while navigating life in the shadow of her famous parents, now finds herself at the center of a storm that could redefine the public's perception of the family and the struggles they face beyond the cameras. The roots of this legal battle are complex, involving a combination of financial disagreements, property disputes, and personal misunderstandings that have been brewing for years. While the full details of the lawsuit remain under wraps, court filings reveal that Ysabel is being sued for a substantial sum, forcing her to confront not only the legal challenges but also the public scrutiny that comes with being a Brown. Fans who have watched Christine and Kody's lives play out on Sister Wives are acutely aware of how public attention can magnify personal struggles, and now Ysabel, though not as prominent as her parents, is facing her own very public ordeal. As the news of the lawsuit broke, social media erupted with reaction. Fans expressed shock that Ysabel, a young woman who had largely avoided the limelight, was now facing such a high-stakes legal battle. Comment sections and online forums were flooded with speculation, with supporters expressing sympathy for her plight and critics questioning the circumstances that led to such a dramatic escalation. The hashtag Ysabel lawsuit quickly began trending, reflecting the widespread attention this case has garnered. Viewers wondered how this lawsuit could affect not only Ysabel's personal life but also the broader Brown family dynamic, which has already been fractured by years of marital drama, separations, and public feuds. The implications of the lawsuit reach beyond just the financial ramifications. For Ysabel, this legal battle represents an emotional and psychological strain that is compounded by the scrutiny of fans who feel invested in the Brown family narrative. Many viewers have long admired her for maintaining relative privacy compared to her parents and siblings, and now that privacy is being challenged in the harshest way possible. The lawsuit is more than a financial dispute. It is a test of resilience, character, and the ability to navigate adversity under the glare of public attention. Meanwhile, Christine and Kody themselves are facing questions about their role in the situation. Fans and commentators alike are debating whether parental involvement, guidance, or oversight could have altered the course of events. Christine, who has long been admired for her determination and grace under pressure, now faces the challenge of supporting her daughter while also managing her own life and responsibilities. Kody, who has historically been a polarizing figure among fans for his behavior toward his wives and children, is once again under scrutiny. His reputation, already complicated by years of reality television drama, is inevitably entangled in the public perception of Ysabel's lawsuit. The legal proceedings are expected to be drawn out, with multiple hearings and filings anticipated in the coming months. Observers are closely watching the case for any signs of settlement, negotiation, or escalation. Some legal experts consulted by entertainment media have speculated that the high dollar amount involved could have lasting consequences for Ysabel, both financially and in terms of her public image. Others suggest that, given her family's notoriety, the case could be used as leverage in future media or reality television opportunities, though the personal toll cannot be underestimated. Fan reaction continues to be a mixture of outrage, sympathy, and speculation. Some argue that Ysabel is a victim of circumstances beyond her control, forced into a position that is both financially and emotionally overwhelming. Others question the responsibility of the parties involved, wondering if the lawsuit could have been avoided with better communication, planning, or intervention. Social media platforms are filled with debate, with some fans criticizing the justice system for allowing such a public display of conflict, while others are dissecting the family dynamics that may have contributed to the current crisis. What makes this situation particularly compelling is the way it shines a light on the pressures of growing up in the public eye. Ysabel has lived much of her life under the scrutiny that comes with being a Brown, witnessing the media coverage of her parents' marriages, separations, and personal struggles. While she has largely avoided controversy, this lawsuit thrusts her into a spotlight she has historically navigated with caution. Tension between maintaining personal privacy and confronting legal obligations publicly is a challenge that few viewers could imagine, and it underscores the often overlooked difficulties of growing up in a reality television family. The unfolding of this legal drama also invites reflection on the larger Brown family narrative. The story of the Browns has always been marked by conflict, reconciliation, and complex interpersonal dynamics. Ysabel's lawsuit is not an isolated incident but a continuation of a family history that has been publicly examined for over a decade. Fans have followed the triumphs and failures of Christine, Kody, Mary, Janelle, and Robin, witnessing marriages that thrive, crumble, and evolve. The legal challenge facing Ysabel adds a new layer to this ongoing saga, demonstrating that the consequences of family decisions, public exposure, and interpersonal conflict extend beyond the cameras and into the real lives of the family. The Brown family, already no stranger to controversy, heartbreak, and reality television drama, finds itself facing yet another shocking twist, this time centered on Christine and Kody Brown's daughter Ysabel. What initially appeared to be a high-stakes $225,000 lawsuit has spiraled into something far more complicated and unsettling, leaving fans questioning what the future holds for one of the most private members of the Brown family. Ysabel, who has largely stayed out of the public eye compared to her famous parents and siblings, now finds herself thrust into a legal and personal storm that threatens not only her finances but also her emotional stability. The latest developments in this ongoing saga have stunned fans and reignited debates about the Brown family's legacy, the consequences of growing up in the spotlight, and the complex web of relationships that continue to define this reality television dynasty. The roots of Ysabel's legal troubles are multi-layered, stemming from financial disputes, contractual disagreements, and personal conflicts that have been quietly simmering behind the scenes. While the full details of the lawsuit remain largely private, court documents indicate that Ysabel is facing significant financial liabilities, and recent updates suggest that the situation has taken a darker, more complicated turn. Fans who have followed Sister Wives for over a decade are aware that the family's story has been marked by both triumphs and tragedies, but this latest chapter introduces a level of tension that goes far beyond what viewers have previously witnessed. For Ysabel, the stakes are immense, and the pressure of navigating this legal minefield under the scrutiny of the public is unprecedented. As news of the lawsuit's escalation spread, social media quickly became a forum for debate, speculation, and concern. Fans expressed shock that Ysabel, who had largely remained out of the family's drama, was now at the center of a story that has captured national attention. Comment sections, Twitter threads, and Instagram posts were flooded with reactions, ranging from sympathy to incredulity, as followers tried to process how a lawsuit of this magnitude could affect a young woman who has spent much of her life in the shadow of her famous parents. Supporters expressed outrage over the financial and emotional strain Ysabel is experiencing, while critics questioned the circumstances that led to such a precarious situation, speculating whether poor decision-making, family tensions, or other factors might have played a role. The emotional toll on Ysabel cannot be overstated. Growing up as the daughter of Christine and Kody Brown, she has witnessed firsthand the public scrutiny, marital tensions, and family disputes that have defined the sister wives' narrative. Unlike her parents, who have been able to navigate both fame and public perception with varying degrees of success, Ysabel now faces a challenge that is intensely personal, financial, and highly public all at once. Legal experts and mental health professionals alike note that navigating a lawsuit under such circumstances can be extraordinarily stressful, as it combines financial risk with the pressure of public visibility, magnifying anxiety and complicating decision-making. Meanwhile, questions about parental involvement and family support have arisen. Christine, widely respected by fans for her resilience and grace under pressure, is facing the dual challenge of supporting her daughter while managing her own personal life, public responsibilities, and professional engagements. Kody, whose reputation has long been complicated by his actions as a husband and father, is again under scrutiny, as fans debate how his past decisions may have influenced the circumstances surrounding Ysabel's lawsuit. While neither parent is directly named as responsible in the legal filings, the public perception is inevitably intertwined with their family legacy, creating a complex dynamic that adds to the intensity of the unfolding situation. The financial ramifications of the lawsuit are also significant. With a figure as high as $225,000 at stake, Ysabel faces potential consequences that extend far beyond immediate legal fees. A judgment in favor of the plaintiffs could impact her financial independence, her future plans, and her ability to make personal decisions without interference. The stress of potentially losing such a substantial sum of money is compounded by the fact that the case is unfolding in the public eye, meaning that every development is subject to scrutiny, speculation, and commentary. The combination of financial risk and public exposure makes this one of the most high-profile challenges any Brown family member has faced outside of the cameras. Fans continue to speculate about the broader implications of this legal nightmare. Some argue that the situation is emblematic of the pressures inherent in growing up in a reality television family, where personal disputes often become public spectacles. Others focus on the legal strategy, questioning whether Ysabel's defense is strong enough to withstand the claims and how her team might navigate the complex issues at hand. The uncertainty surrounding the case has created a heightened sense of drama, as viewers follow every court filing, attorney statement, and social media reaction for clues about what might happen next. Adding to the tension is the timing of the lawsuit's escalation. Reports suggest that recent developments have made the financial and legal stakes even higher, with the possibility of additional claims or complications emerging as the case progresses. Fans are left to wonder how Ysabel will respond, whether she will seek settlement, fight the case in court, or attempt to negotiate some form of resolution outside the public eye. Each scenario carries risks, both practical and emotional, and the uncertainty has only amplified the sense of urgency and concern among followers of the Brown family story. The emotional dimension of the case is particularly poignant, as Ysabel must contend with feelings of stress, anxiety, and vulnerability while under the gaze of the public. For many young adults, navigating a high-stakes legal challenge can be daunting even in private, but the added pressure of fame magnifies every decision, every move, and every statement. Fans sympathetic to Ysabel's situation note that she has shown remarkable composure and maturity in handling the early stages of the lawsuit, but the unfolding drama remains a formidable test of her resilience and capacity to manage complex, real-world challenges. The Brown family has once again captured the attention of reality television fans nationwide as Christine and Kody Brown's daughter, Ysabel, finds herself at the center of a legal maelstrom that shows no signs of slowing down. What began as a $225,000 lawsuit has now intensified, leaving the young Brown caught in a whirlwind of legal, emotional, and public pressure. The saga has ignited the fanbase, with longtime viewers expressing outrage, disbelief, and deep concern over the unfolding drama. For Ysabel, who has largely remained out of the public eye compared to her high-profile parents and siblings, this sudden escalation is more than a mere legal challenge. It represents a confrontation with the harsh realities of life under scrutiny, financial liability, and the weight of family legacy. Over the years, fans of Sister Wives have become intimately familiar with the complexities of the Brown family dynamic. The marriages of Kody Brown have long been marked by both devotion and tension, with Christine, Mary, and Janelle each navigating their own path within a polygamous structure that often blurred the lines between love, duty, and personal fulfillment. Ysabel, as one of Kody and Christine's children, grew up witnessing both the highs and lows of this unique family environment. While she has largely maintained a degree of privacy and independence, the current lawsuit has thrust her into the spotlight in a way that she has never experienced before, highlighting how even those who avoid the cameras are not immune to the consequences of public exposure and familial complexities. The lawsuit, valued at $225,000, initially centered on financial disputes, but recent developments suggest the conflict has grown more complicated, potentially involving additional claims and heightened stakes. Court filings indicate that the legal matter has intensified, with new motions and responses adding layers of uncertainty. Fans who follow the Brown family closely have noted that such developments only deepen the tension, raising questions about how Ysabel will navigate the intersecting pressures of legal obligations, financial responsibility, and public scrutiny. The uncertainty of the situation has only fueled speculation, as viewers wonder what will happen next and whether Ysabel will be able to find a resolution without further escalation. Social media has been ablaze since news of the lawsuit's worsening developments became public. Twitter threads, Instagram posts, and Reddit discussions are filled with reactions ranging from sympathy to outrage. Supporters of Ysabel argue that the young woman has been placed in an unfair and overwhelming situation, forced to confront high-stakes legal challenges while managing the emotional impact of family attention and media coverage. Critics, however, question the circumstances that led to the lawsuit and speculate on whether decisions made by Ysabel or other family members contributed to the conflict. The divided response among fans highlights not only the complexity of the case but also the way public perception can shape the narrative of personal and legal struggles. For Ysabel, the emotional weight of the lawsuit is compounded by her upbringing. Growing up in the Brown household, she witnessed firsthand the public scrutiny of her parents' marriages, the breakdowns of family relationships, and the constant attention of reality